two, start.
Good morning, everyone. Today, my team and I are going to present our final project called Sunstar Connect, which is a website for our client. I'll quickly walk you through the agenda for today. We'll talk about the client, followed by the problem statement we worked on. Next, we will talk about the users and their role. It will be followed by user stories we worked on during the course of the project, followed by conceptual data model. And then next we will cover non-functional requirements. And next to that, we will talk about the next steps. And lastly, we'll give a brief demo of the website we have designed. So now let's take a quick look at our client. So our client is a well-established name in the mold manufacturing and injection mold designing domain. The client is a technology-oriented, innovative, and future-focused global sourcing partner in the mold components. They provide products and services in engineering and plastic domains. They also have a highly focused and strong domain expertise in the art of manufacturing, and they are located in the city called Pune in India, and they're looking to target a broader market now, especially the European and the American clients. They are also highly focused on coming up with innovative and futuristic processes, products, and variety of other engineering solutions. Lastly, the client has advanced leading edge integrated infrastructure, which covers a broad domain of services, along with injection molding, decorating, and assembling for a plethora of industry, including automotive, white goods, consumer durables, to name a few. Now let's take a look at the problem statement we had received from the client. So for Sunstar Plastotech Private Limited, which is our client, they want to be the first choice business partner for new product development, manufacturing, assembly, and supply needs for their potential international customer base. And they plan to do so by creating an online web page, which is called the Sunstar Connect. The idea behind this website is to create a global presence for prospective consumers and clients by providing them a mechanism to reach out to the representatives in Sunstar. Unlike we have seen that other manufacturing industries within this area have very little to no global reach, including Sunstar up until now. But with the help of our product, which is the revamped website, Sunstar Plastotech envisions to incorporate their core values, work culture, and their customer values through this website so that they can increase their international consumer base and have their sales and revenue improved. Now we'll take a look at the users and their roles. So we segregated our users into two categories, namely potential clients and customers. So talking about the potential clients, these represent the people or organizations which want to collaborate with Sunstar in order to leverage the products and services they have to offer. The potential clients can reach to the representatives, the concerned team or department at Sunstar using the website. Next, the customers. These represent the clientele who are already leveraging the products and services offered by Sunstar in different domains like automobile, home appliances, electrical appliances, and telecommunication industry, to name a few. Next, I'll pass on to Mansi, who will talk about the user stories.
Hi everyone. To name a few and important user stories, we'll start with creating the header pane with 5 tabs, namely our gallery, our work, our services, the company, and the contact us page. This header also consists of the company's logo on the leftmost corner. Right after this header, the first section will be the director's welcome, and we have another user story for that. After which there will be just a transitory image, which will have a parallax effect on it. It's a scrolling effect that uh, we can find in the newly designed websites these days. And in the end, we will create a footer with quick access to photos, services provided, projects worked on, and the contact us page. Apart from these things, the main page will also consist of a section um, called company's vision, and it will have a hyperlink to the services page. Below this section, there will be another section for company's mission, which will be highlighted textually, and it would also have a hyperlink to various projects that the company has previously worked on or is currently working on. We will also have a section where which will be redirected to the contact page so that potential clients can reach out to us. This contact page will consist of a form that will take us various input textual inputs and allows the potential client to submit the response. This response will then further get recorded. Apart from this, we also have a gallery which records important, stores important and relevant images that will be used to market the company in a much effective way. Um, Apart from these sublinks, we have the main links called our work, our service, and company. These are standalone pages whose hyperlink will also be provided in the um, home page itself so as to ensure easy navigation throughout the entire website. Lastly, it's important for us to publish this website so that we will be able to get some testing results from the users, which were highlighted in the previous slide. And in the end, we'll also have to provide some website maintenance training to the Sunstar team so that they can take care of this website on their own. um, Moving on, all of these user stories uh, were estimated on basis of the efforts per person, development efforts per person that would be put in. Also, the priority was decided by our product owner depending upon the conversations that they had with the stakeholders, which is the Sunstar team. To talk about the conceptual data model, uh, I'll start by explaining the concept of version over here. This version is nothing but a version of the website, uh, and every the recent version will be pointed to the website. So this will hold just a version ID, the version timestamp, the date and time during which this version was created, and the version number. uh, this particular version will have the recent changes. Every single time a new version is created, it will be automatically given the recent timestamp. Message is the recent message that was received and at what version ID was that message received. This is a particular block that consists of various services. Um, every service will have its own ID, name, description, timestamp, and the image of that particular service. So, service can be mold making, injection, plastic injection molding, assembly, or some other services that the company is providing. So every service will have its unique ID. And as in how the company grows and adds more services, they simply have to create one service over here, assign the latest version ID, and it will automatically be reflected on the website. Similarly, for images that are going to be stored for service and projects, they'll have their foreign keys and in these blocks called service and projects, so that they'll be automatically reflected as in how the image is updated by the Sunstar team in the backend. These are the values. Values stand for the core values that we have added on the website. Every value has a unique ID, name, description, timestamp, and the version ID, which basically means which version um, currently the website is pointing to. Project also means various projects that the company has worked on in the past or is currently working on, and every project will have its unique project ID. Apart from that, every project will also have a name, logo, description, a project lead, project developer, a designer, and the timestamp the project entry was created. Every project will also have an image that is stored in the image database of its own. Image table will also have image ID, which is like a unique way of identifying a particular image. We will also have a name for that image. So let's say main entrance, or main entrance image, or the rock uh, lightning products image. There's like, if the image doesn't load, then there has to be an alternate text that needs to be displayed, which will be provided from backend as well. Then there's image resolution, image timestamp, then an image location where the image was clicked. These are the non-functional requirements that we have taken care of in this particular um, project. They consist of usability, reliability, performance, and supportability. These are the four main domains of non-functional requirements that we decided to take care of in this project. In usability, we made sure we want to talk about human factors, aesthetics, consistency in the user interface, online and text sensitive help, wizards and agents, user documentation, and training material. Let us take a quick look at these non functional requirements in detail. These are some of the user stories that we have written and expanded in our report. Apart from this, moving on to our non functional requirements. In human factors, we ensured that the usability of the system will meet all the requirements such that any non-technical user may be able to navigate through the website under a certain amount of time. Aesthetics of the website were required to kept minimal so that even non-technical users are able to handle it. The consistency in the user interface was a requirement that we all ensured that the technical and non-technical users will be able to finish their task with a certain finish. Um, Online and contextual help should be provided so as to ensure that the users will be able to navigate through the system as smoothly as possible. Wizards and agents was something that we didn't require for this particular and project, and hence we didn't anticipate any requirements as of now for this. In user documentation, the system should provide like a video, audio, and click-based navigation tutorial helps, which we have done in terms of providing tool tips throughout the website so as to guide the users through in case it's not readable or friendly enough for the user to navigate or move around. In training materials, we consider maintaining the website training material as a technical user story or a technical requirement, and hence for non-functional requirements, we have simply added what the user might expect as a training material to use this particular website. In reliability, we talk about non-functional requirements like frequency and severity of a failure, recoverability, predictability, and accuracy, which means how reliable our system is, so that the system, like for example, the system shouldn't fail more frequently than once bi-weekly. Um, the system failure monitoring shall be done once every single day, and this is all automatic so that there doesn't have to be one constant person sitting around from the Sunstar team to monitor these things, and the system will be self-sufficient enough to take care of these parameters on its own. uh, Moving on to performance, the speed, efficiency, throughput, response time of the website um, will be efficient enough for the Sunstar team um, to market their website as one of the most performance friendly websites with no unexpected issues to hamper the user experience. Supportability includes testability, extensibility, adaptability, maintainability, compatibility, configurability, serviceability, installability, which doesn't really require any installation on user front. So we don't have any non-functional requirements anticipated for it, but we do cover localizability or internationalization very thoughtfully. The system is made available to people in United States of America and European markets as well, just to make sure that they take care of like the clients based out of these locations are also handled efficiently. Security, manageability, and interoperability are some of the other non-functional requirements that we also took care of during designing this website. For non-functional require Now that we have covered our non-functional requirements, I'll hand it over to Job to talk about next steps.
Hi everyone. My name is Job. Job Monita. Still the same person. Yeah. We be talking about the site map and wireframe creation for the homecoming feedback. I'll also be talking about the content creation, visual element testing, and the launch. Okay. Yeah. Website designer often think that the web design process would focus on technical matters such as wireframes, code, and content management. But great design isn't about how you integrate the social media button or even slick visuals. Great design is actually about having a website creation process that align with an overarching strategy. Sitemap and wireframe creation, which is my first point. With the scope we're defining, we can start digging into the sitemap, defining how the content and features we define in scope definition will interrelate. Second, content creation. Now that we have a bigger picture of the site in mind, we can start creating content for the individual pages. Always keeping searching engine optimization (SEO) in mind to help keep page focused on a single topic. It's vital that you have real content to work with for our next stage. Visual element. With the site architecture and some content in place, we can start working on the visual brand. Depending on the client, this might already be well defined, but you might also be defining the visual style from the ground up. Tools like styles, mood board, and element collage can help with the process. Testing. By now, you have got all the pages and defined how to display to the site visitor. So it's time to make sure it all works. For mine, menu browsing of the sites on a variety of devices with automated seed crawlers to identify everything from user experience issues to simple broken links. Launch. Once everything's working beautifully, it's time to plan and execute your site launch. This should include planning both a launch timing and communication strategy. Example, when will you launch and how will you let the world know? After that, it's time to break out the bubble. And I'll pass the word to Naidi to talk about the following point. Thank you.
So now let's take a quick look at the landing page which we have created for our website. So the main idea behind creating this website and particularly the homepage was that our client wanted the customer to feel welcomed when they visit the site, and make it very user friendly, customer focused, and easy to navigate, which was not the case with the earlier website. So the client wanted, first of all, to show a message from the director himself. So when the customer lands on the home page, they directly get to hear about the company from the director itself. Next, once the user goes through the message from the director and they navigate below, they can see, they get a look at the workspace with that image, which is followed by highlighting the vision. And next to vision, we provided our services button so that the customers get an idea how the vision aligns with the services which the client provides. Next, we have the mission, and next to it is an option to navigate to our work section. Again, the idea behind putting them side by side was that based on the mission, the customer has an option to take a look at the work of the client. Our work talks about the current projects and the previous projects which the client has worked on. Next, when we scroll down, we have provided a snapshot of customer feedback so that when the potential clients land onto the page, they can directly hear from the previous customers. And we are confident that the customer testimonials will prove to be very motivating to any new potential client. Moving on, we have next provided a list of the different organizations and companies the client has partnered with previously and is working currently as well. Next, towards the end, we would like the client would want to hear back from the potential clients. So we have provided the contact us option so that any client who wants to work with Sunstar or wants further information about their products, services, they can directly contact Sunstar for the information they are looking for. And at the bottom of the page, lastly, we have again provided the same options as the header, so that the user can navigate to the sections which they want to, called our work, our services, gallery, company, and lastly, the contact option. So this is the landing page for the website. Next, I'll hand over to Mansi.
Thank you, Nidhi, for a wonderful introduction and explanation of our landing page and the home page for our website. As she pointed out, we have some sub-navigatory sections in our main page itself. So let us take a deeper dive into what they have to offer, especially our services, which offers like a list of services as we saw in our conceptual data model. This is the service name, this is the service description, and this is the service image. Mold making is one of the biggest uh, service provided by Sunstar Plastotech. Next is plastic injection molding. There's a little snippet or description of what this particular act does. Next is assembly, screen printing, and in the end, there's like a standard image of the factory. Just to have a very concrete or a standardized end to a particular sub page on the website. Next, we will navigate to the second link that we find, which is our work. As you can see, every tile, it has a logo of a particular company that they have partnered with. Let us click one of these companies and see what happens. We can see that on this particular project page, they have highlighted the name of the company. They have also written a small snippet about what their company's introduction was to any potential client who might not be aware of what the company does. And here they wanted us to highlight the work that they have done for this company, and this is in a grid format. We have posted the work that they've done. They also wanted us to write like a heading for every image so as to make it more clear to the uh, potential clients on what kind of work can be actually done at the factory or at the site. And this is what it looks like. At the end, they wanted to give credits to the people who worked on this project, and hence they asked us to create a section to provide recognition for the creative direction, design, and development for every project. As you can see, uh, we have also added a quick navigation. So instead of going back to the original page of all the projects list, we can just simply navigate from one project to other by using previous and next buttons at the end of the project page. Let's go to our home page, and to navigate to do so, all we have to do is just click on the logo on our header. Um, After customer feedback, they give us an opportunity. They wanted us to give them an opportunity to for the users to navigate to the gallery in which they can see various machine equipments and customer scorecards and the specifications that they would want their potential clients to know. This is simply a marketing move so that the customers would be attracted to the kind of uh, specifications and machinery equipments that have been provided by this company, and the ability of working with these machines and the technicians that are available who can work on these machines, so that potential clients may recognize value in collaborating with our client. uh, as you all have already seen that every sub page had the constant header and footer, and we haven't changed that, so that every page gives a standardized experience to the user without feeling like they have completely navigated to a different web page altogether, and they are still assured that they are in the same place that they were from. Over here we can see the section, as Nidhi mentioned, whom the team has worked with. Before moving on to the contact page, let us take a quick look at the company page, because our client was expecting us to highlight a lot of core values that they have built their family, as they'd like to call this team of theirs. Um, so they wanted us to highlight a couple of images, which some of these are non-high. The images that they provided were non-high definition images, and hence some of the rest of the images are used as um, template images, which will be replaced by the actual images that they send. And this is going to be an iterative process. In the end, as you can see, that we have value name and value description for every value that the company is built on, and they wanted this to be highlighted very evidently across the website, and hence we created this tab called company, which will have anything that the company would wish to enhance or highlight in front of the potential clients to increase their cultural standpoint and moral and ethical and will make their moral and ethical ground more concrete. Lastly, we also created the contact page. As mentioned earlier, this will have name, last name, email ID, subject, and message. So I type my name, and I'll give some other email ID over here, and I'll say potential client inquiry. I saw your work and would love to collaborate. And once I submit this, I'll be uh, as a user, I'll be seeing this message called thank you. This is another transitory image to navigate to the next section, which is the general section where an email will be provided. If we click on this, automatically our Outlook will open with the email draft ready. They've also wanted us to highlight the physical location of the factory, so that if anyone wants to visit and schedule a meeting, they'd be able to do so. Since a lot of manufacturing industries and their client base reside in the nearby locations, and if they want to physically come and meet, they can do so. Mm, these were some of the things that the clients that our client expected us to post right in the first uh, phase of this development phase of this project. And with this, our demonstration comes to an end. However, let me navigate uh, to the actual website that we have built. Over here, we'll be able to see that we have hosted this website on a Squarespace account, which means that in terms of analytics, let's say, if the Sunstar team wants to see how many people have visited this website, what was the bounce rate, who were the unique list of unique visitors and page views, and this is how the graphs will be provided to them on a weekly basis, and they can manage this on their own by taking these graphs and explaining it to their to their client base on how much traffic flows into their website. And we, using this itself, we ensured that all the non-functional requirements are also met. Like for example, the website should be able to handle at least 1,000 customers at any given point. And we did try by creating mock users and mock tests to ensure that. um, Apart from this, there's another section in which we would like to highlight the geography. Visits were, as we can see, there were 22 visits from one country, which is India itself. There were 6 visits from United States, and that's it. No other visits from any other countries, as we can see. Um, so these are some of the analytical operations that we are allowing the Sunstar team to have access to, and this is only possible because we have hosted this on a Squarespace account. And this was one of the main requirements, that in case if they want to modify the website, play around and like change the content a bit here and there and change the sections up and down, they should be able to do so without having to reach out to us again and again. So this is what they told us. So let's take like a short understanding of like, so this is how, and when I click on edit, I'll be able to edit every section, add, modify fields, create. I can also write like a CSS code to style this particular section in a way I want. Just to give you all a quick overview, if I, yeah, inspect this, you can see the code base for this, on how it looks like and what are these blocks. Every block um has a different class assigned to it and a different style assigned to it, which can be modified using this. Uh, all we have to do is just add our own CSS code or logic over here, and that can be taken care of. Um, Apart from this, when we submit a response, it gets recorded in a certain location, and this is the page. Now, if you all remember the inquiry that I had sent in, it got logged in over here. I had sent my name. This was the email ID I had written, potential client inquiry, and I saw your work and I'd love to collaborate, was the message I had sent. And this is how the messages are going to get recorded and sent to the Sunstar team um, on a on demand basis, because that is how they expect us to do so. So these are some of the tools and techniques that we have used to build this website according to the requirements that were explained to us by the Sunstar team members and the sponsors. Um, with this, we come to the end of our demonstration from the backend as well as the code front as well. Um, and it took us almost 7 to 8 weeks to develop this website. Collectively, come up with various user stories, prioritize them on a weekly basis. All of us used to meet every single day. Since we took agile approach, we had to meet daily for stand-ups, and after every sprint we used to meet again for at the end of the sprint for a retrospective, so as to see which um particular task was could have been handled better and which was handled very well, and what was the reasons behind both of these things, so as to improve our next sprint. Every sprint was of 2 weeks, so almost within 4 sprints we were able to wrap up this project efficiently. There are still some tiny pieces that the client is expecting us to change by the end of this week, but having said that, this is the published website, and the client has already started using this in their business, on their business cards and brochures. So so they are really happy with the work that we have submitted, and they do expect us to deliver the tiny bits by the end of this week. um thank you very much for your time, and I'll stop the screen share and the recording.